Did you know there's something you probably do every single day that is a total waste of time? Now, do you want to know what it is? Let's find out. What is this crazy thing that you do probably every day, maybe more than once a day, that is a complete load of and a complete waste of time that really does you no good, and you really need to stop doing it? What is this thing? How strange, what am I talking about?
I don't know.
Well, it is multitasking. You probably do it, you've probably heard of it. It's been around for however many years, the crazy idea of doing multiple things at once so you get more things done. And it's almost been sort of shouted about for a number of years. You know, if you can do multiple things at once, you're more productive, you're getting more stuff done, and all that jazz. This is absolute, complete and utter crap. Why? Why, I hear you ask? Why is it does when everyone talks about it and says how much of an amazing thing this is? Well, let me explain why this is all a myth. What am I talking about? Why is this such a thing? Everyone used to talk about how multitasking, it was the great thing. It's almost like a joke of the two sexes. You know, women can multitask, men can't, and all that sort of jazz. Now, why is it such a problem? Why is it now a big thing? Well, it comes down to the fact our brain can only really do one thing at a time. Then what about computers? Computers can multitask. Well, technically they don't, no.
Because they're very sort of binary, very logical, very sort of process-based things that they actually do only one thing at a time, but they do it so quickly it appears as if they're doing multiple things at once.
So here's the problem when it comes down to us as human beings multitasking. As I said, the brain can only do one thing at a time. So what we're doing when we're multitasking is we're doing this thing here, and then stop doing this thing, and then do this thing.
Stop doing this thing, and then do this thing over here. Repeat.
So you may be thinking potentially that you're doing 3, 4, 5 different things at the same time, but actually you're doing 3, 4, 5 different things individually, sort of next to each other. You know, piece of that, piece of that, piece of that. If it works for a computer, why is that a problem for us?
I don't know.
The problem is a computer sort of doesn't get tired and doesn't sort of dwell on things. There's no kind of emotion or anything like that. But when it comes to us as humans, the issue is the fact we do one thing, say for a few seconds, and we jump to something else and we come back to that, and we're kind of jumping all over the place. Now, we're not obviously as fast as a computer, so there is a bit of a delay between switching, but also when you switch over to something else, there is a degree of time that it's going to take to kind of remember where you were with that one and kind of pick up where you left off. Now, admittedly, that might not be very long, but the issue is the fact that because we're only doing one thing at once and we're focusing, then when we move to the other thing, there is that small delay, and that sort of delay, and I suppose in some ways a degree of confusion, delays a bit more and slows us down from a processing perspective. We think we're doing multiple things at once, perhaps over a period of an hour, written a letter, looked at emails, answered the phone and watched TV, plus looking after the kids. All of these things, we've done all of those in that period of an hour, but actually what we've really done is we've done all of those things badly and half-assed them. And this is why multitasking is such. Now, I know you're going to come back with an argument against that, saying
No, all the things that I do are always done fine.
It's very, very subjective. You know, what you consider as well and what is considered well could be very different. But the point being is that if you did one thing, finished it, then did the next thing, finished it, and kind of did them in some sort of order, like ticking things off of the list, you'd actually get all the things done probably in a shorter time, and all of them done properly or well. Whereas because you're doing them all at the same time in piecemeal and bits, it actually takes longer overall than it would have done doing them individually.
24 hours later.
But psychologically you think, well, I'm doing them all at the same time, it's going to be quicker, I'm saving time. But actually you're not saving time at all. I think I'll move because the sun has just come out and it's ridiculously bright and very hot. Talking about doing the list thing, checking the things on the list, one question that crops up then is, well, what do you do? Do you do the hard things first or the easy things first? And there's so many suggestions of do the hard things first, that can then all the basically the hard work's done, and then you'll be happy to do the easy ones. The other argument is to do the easy ones first, because then you kind of got quick wins and then get on with the hard ones after that. The only right answer is do what's best for you. Very, very subjective, and it really doesn't matter which way around you do it. If you work better, God, I'm so unfair. If you work better with doing the quick wins first and then get onto the meaty ones, do that. If you work better getting the hard stuff done first and then get the easy ones, do that. Do whatever really suits you, because that's really going to be the best way forward.
Are you ready to laugh?
I'm just hanging out in the park with my friend Holly. So essentially multitasking doesn't work. It's a bit of a crappy idea, but it makes sense when you think about it, getting multiple things done at once. But when you truly think deeply about actually doing them, you must admit you're kind of doing this thing and then you stop and you do this thing. Or you might have had it, I've done it myself, when you're perhaps looking after the kids and they're doing their thing, but you're also on your phone with some work stuff or whatever, or Instagram, whatever it may be. Plus the TV is probably on, so you've probably got one eye on the TV, one eye on the kids, and the other eye on your phone, whatever. And you can think, okay, well, I'm multitasking, I'm doing multiple things. But actually, you're not really taking in what's on the telly. And if the telly wasn't even on, you wouldn't even notice it really. You're not really watching the kids in truth. You're kind of conscious, obviously, but you're almost waiting for a problem, like, oh, like,
Mum, Dad, I can't do this, or ouch, or stop, he's hitting me.
the usual kind of sibling thing. And so you're not actively watching them, you're just there and sort of your radar's ready to pick up on a distress signal, basically. You're not really actively involved. And actually, you're also not actively involved doing stuff on your phone, and if it's work or whatever. And I've been very guilty of this. I've sat there, TV's on, partners in the room, and I'm sort of doing stuff for business, and you think, okay, I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm kind of relaxing, watching TV, cup of tea with my partner, and that's all good stuff. But actually, you're half-arsing it with the TV program because you're not looking at it, you're not actually engaged and watching. You're not really having a conversation with your partner, and the stuff you're doing on the phone is again only half-arsed because you can't be fully engaged on that because you're trying to at least appear to be watching TV and engaging with your partner. And so you're kind of literally half-arsing everything. And it may not initially feel that way. You may not think, oh no, I'm doing everything well, but actually you're doing a bad job on many things as opposed to a good job on one thing. That also highlights the fact of multitasking just doesn't work, because you can't put all your attention and all your efforts and mind and thoughts and all that stuff onto one thing, because you've got these other 6 or 7 or 26 million things going on. And this is why it's a huge problem, and you need to stop it, as do I, and just do one thing at a time. If it is a list of things, great, go through the list, but work through the things and do them one at a time. Don't even attempt to do multiple things. Don't half-arse it. Go all in on everything you do, but one thing at a time. Stop multitasking. It doesn't work. And just do one thing at a time. You'll actually find things will be quicker overall in your day if you just do one thing at a time in an order. Forget all this multitasking. Work out the most important things first, get the priorities, whether or not they're hardest or easiest, doesn't matter. Work out the priorities, do the most important things first, and by the time you end up doing everything, you'll be much quicker overall. You would have put a better effort onto everything, so you had a better result, and you'll feel more accomplished because you feel you've actually got everything done. 100% fact, multitasking is 100%. I was with Holly, but then Fern turned up.
No, sir, I don't like it.
So that's it for today. I hope you really got some value from this. If you did, as always, hit that like button so it's nice and blue. And subscribe if you haven't. I really do appreciate it when you do. And 189 still, just need to kind of get 11 more to get to that magic 200. And comment below, are you a multitasker, or have you worked out now that it's absolute and it doesn't work? Comment below and let me know. And for now, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so down here, and check out my other video down here. Remember, live your best life and profit from that passion. See you next time. Bye-bye.